Hey, everybody. It's exciting for me to be here today to help introduce Work.com. You know, this is not my first Dreamforce, not my second Dreamforce. Today marks my 9th. Wow. Some of you, anybody been here longer than that? Anybody here for the very first Dreamforce? Congratulations and thanks for coming. It's amazing to me to think back about what's happened across those 9 years. You know, a total revolution in enterprise software, hundreds of thousands of customer success stories with cloud computing, and now we're starting to see this gap narrow, this gap between the way we live every day and the way we work. We are working more social today, we are working more mobile today, we are working with more transparency than ever before. And what's exciting for me about this is that, you know, all those fears that people had, the paranoia that with these social tools in the workplace that somehow something bad was going to happen, but that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing incredible things happen. We are learning more and faster together. We are getting more work done. We are selling better together. We are servicing our customers better together. And it's incredibly exciting. But you know, our employees are not necessarily feeling the love. It's incredible to think that with all of this going on, there's still a huge gap between the expectations that employees have of what they're going to get in the way of feedback and recognition from their managers every day and what they actually see. And in the end, this actually results in people leaving. And it's incredibly expensive when this happens for your company. You think about the simple case of the sales organization. What does it cost you when 70% of people who leave because of a lousy relationship with their manager, right? When every one of those salespeople who leaves your organization costs on average $1 million to replace them, to replace the pipeline they were developing, to take on the costs of onboarding the people who replace them, it's an incredibly expensive proposition, and it's so easy to resolve if we're focused on the right problems. If we're focused on keeping these teams motivated, giving them feedback, recognizing incredible achievement. And that's why we have created Work.com. We are focused on delivering new ways to amplify these behaviors. You know, we have taken the simple idea of the pat on the back or the high five or the shout out, and we've made it easy. And we've baked it right into Chatter. We've baked it into the Sales Cloud. We've baked it into the Service Cloud to make it easy to recognize great work when and where it happens. And today, we're incredibly excited to talk to you about how we're working with Amazon.com to bring the power of tangible rewards tied directly to this social recognition in Work.com. And to show you what this all looks like, I'd like to talk about a Work.com customer. We heard a moment ago from HubSpot. Let's talk now about 1-800-Flowers. 1-800-Flowers is a nearly $700 million retailer of flowers and gifts. And they're delivering to more than 190 countries around the world. And while flowers are definitely the primary product at 1-800-Flowers, when you talk to the team members, they will tell you that their obsession is delivering smiles to their customers. With nearly 1,000 employees on Work.com, 1-800-Flowers is leading the way in thinking about how to service customers better together with Work.com and how to use these apps to help motivate their service agents to deliver on what they call their 100% smile guarantee. Let's take a look at what this looks like at 1-800-Flowers. We'll cut to demo. We'll cut to demo soon. And it's going to be awesome. So, how are we doing? Fantastic? That was actually a question for the tech team in the back.
I'll go to one, Jagger. I'll go to one.
All right. Okay, well, at 1-800-Flowers, they've got hundreds of service agents working around the world to deliver this incredible level of customer service. And in a moment, I assume, Are we going to get to demo? How we doing?
I'm working as fast as I can.
Awesome.
I'll let you know as soon as I have it up.
Great.
I'll give you a verbal.
Fantastic. Well, at this point in time, we usually do cut to the demo, and I make the introduction to Sarah. Sarah is one of the service agents at 1-800-Flowers who's responsible for delivering this excellent level of service. And she uses Work.com every day to keep track of everything she's responsible for. She uses Work.com to keep track of her goals, like we saw with HubSpot. She uses Work.com to exchange feedback with her managers, with the peers that she works with. And she uses Work.com as an opportunity for a private space to do coaching and receive coaching from her manager. It's a great set of tools, and it's an exciting way for her to work better together with the rest of her team. I'm just totally ad-libbing here. How am I doing? I'm trying to think about how can I do that. Can I put, maybe this would work. Do you have a camera? Can you like zoom in on my iPhone? Can we try that? Okay. Why don't we bring Maureen up now? Hey, Maureen from 1-800-Flowers. Tell us about her company.
Hello.
Maureen, thank you so much for coming out today.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you. And I'm excited that we could have you fill in during this spot.
To help you ad-lib.
To help me ad-lib.
For it.
So maybe I've talked a little bit about 1-800-Flowers, but maybe you could tell the team a little bit about 1-800-Flowers and why this is such an exciting change for your organization.
Sure. Well, let me start by saying this is an absolute radical change for our company. About 2 years ago, we started the social revolution at 1-800-Flowers.com. My CEO and my president are big believers in social, and they tasked the management team with going social completely in all functions and disciplines. So marketing got on board, merchandising got on board, IT got on board, but nobody expected human resources to go on board. Because how does human resources go social? So I committed to my team, to my colleagues, my executive team, and said, well, we're going to go social in HR in all areas: recruitment, selection, onboarding, and performance management. They looked at me like I was a little bit crazy, and they think of human resources as a functional area that has to be confidential and very closed. The second thing is I promised my leadership team that I was going to take a process like performance management that they all hate. They look at performance management like having a root canal, because we did it annually and nobody really enjoyed it. And I said, we're going to change the way we do performance management. It's going to be less painful, and it's going to be fun. Again, they looked at me like I was a little bit crazy. So we went ahead and we introduced Ripple, which is now Work.com, into the company. And I'll tell you, it's had a huge impact on our culture. We talked the other day, or I think we heard Mark talk about the social revolution. Right now at Flowers, we're going through a cultural revolution, because this has really changed the way we do performance management. We're a geographically dispersed company. So we have locations in New York, we have locations in Ohio, we have locations in Illinois, and I have product management groups in all of these different locations. Now that the goals are public and people can see what everybody's working on in the company, what we're seeing is enhanced collaboration across the enterprise. So in New York, I have my product management group working on objectives that, guess what? In Chicago, they're working on those same exact objectives. So now that they can see what's going on across the enterprise, these groups are now collaborating. And these are behaviors which we always tried to facilitate, but really weren't successful because we didn't have the right tools for that. So we see a lot of collaboration, a lot of sharing of ideas across the enterprise.
That's great. Fantastic. So you've been going now for how long with Ripple and Work.com?
We went live probably in February or March. So it's still fairly new to the company, but it's such an intuitive product, and especially how the workforce is changing. The workforce we're recruiting right now, they're growing up in the social world and the social environment. So when they come into the company and they see this tool, they love it, and they get on it very, very quickly. So it actually is a fun tool in the company. People are enjoying it. Awesome. And last week I was in Vegas. We had our annual leadership meeting. So I presented to the executive team an update on Work.com. And now the same people who were looking at me like I was crazy when I said we were going social, they're believers, they love the tool, and now they want more. So what they were saying last week was, this is a phenomenal tool, but why can't we use this for recruitment and for onboarding. So I'd love to talk to the team about some ideas that I have on how we can get that in the tool as well.
Fantastic. Maureen,
All right.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's take a look. I'm told by my local experts that we now have a demo available. Let's see if we can pull that off. So we're going to go right onto the Virgin America flight. No, here we are in Work.com. Fantastic. And as I was saying earlier, woo! Let's hear it for the guys in the back. All right. Thank you, Maureen, for helping with the ad lib. As I was telling you earlier, there are hundreds of agents around the world who are delivering this excellent level of service at 1-800-Flowers, and Sarah Flint is one of those service agents, and she's using Work.com to keep track of all of her work. We talked a little bit about that before as I was ad-libbing, but let's drill right into one of her goals. We saw goals at HubSpot. Let's take a look at goals at 1-800-Flowers. Here, Sarah has a very specific goal for this month, and she's trying to onboard as corporate accounts a number of law firms. And this month, her goal is 20. And she's got that goal broken down into 4 easy key results of every week adding 5 more. She's excited to tell her team, to let her manager know that she has reached that goal again for the 3rd week in a row. She's going to update that to 100% and mark that result as complete. And when she does that, Work.com is going to make it easy for her to remember that she doesn't do this kind of great work alone. She works as part of a team. And in fact, this week, her colleague Jim has been exceptionally helpful to her by making an introduction to one of these law firms. And so she wants to recognize him and give him feedback in the form of a thank you for the contribution that he's making to her success. And so with a few quick clicks, she can target a thank you at Jim, and she can drill in to select from any number of badges that are built to express the personality and the culture and the values at 1-800-Flowers. And here you'll see some examples from the 1-800-Flowers environment. You see the floral arrangements here. You see the 100% smile guarantee. But this is a very personal thing for Sarah, and she wants to actually create her own way to express this thank you to Jim. And so by clicking on the Build a Badge, she's going to actually start the process here of creating a brand new way of saying thanks. So she's going to upload an image, one that really represents the way she feels about the work that Jim has done. She's going to recognize him for being a connector because of this introduction that he's made. This is a pattern for Jim, that he's always reaching out into his network, bringing people together to make great things happen. So she's going to write a description of this new badge, and she's going to put that right here. Now, she's also got the opportunity here to augment this thank you and help Jim to build his reputation within 1-800-Flowers for key skills that they value inside the company. So he's going to add a few skills to the badge. And now she is ready to give this to Jim. But you know, Sarah's a customer service agent, and so is Jim. And so where do they do their work every day? Well, of course, they do their work in the Service Cloud. So let's go take a look at what this would look like inside the Service Cloud. Here, Sarah is on the account record for that law firm, Alpert Namazaga. And right here, where everybody who works with this account can see, she's going to open up the Chatter feed, and she's got a brand new option here, an option she hasn't had before, to give thanks to her colleague right here in Chatter. So when she clicks on thanks in Chatter, and she goes to select a badge, she's going to see the same library of options that she had in Work.com, including the brand new connector badge that she's just created. And by selecting that badge and targeting it to Jim and writing a brief personal note, she's going to be able to share with Jim, with everybody who touches the account, and with the entire organization, the recognition for the help that he's given her to help her achieve this goal. That's an awesome example of peer-to-peer recognition right here in Chatter where she does her work. Now, if we really want to gamble, we can tell the next part of my story. Are we ready to cut to mobile? Can we cut to mobile? We got mobile. Fantastic. Wherever Jim goes, he can take this recognition with him. He's got it all right here on his mobile device, because when he pops up Work.com, he gets a notification that he's received this recognition and makes him feel good. It helps to keep him motivated wherever he goes. So that's awesome, and thank you very much, magicians in the back of the room, for helping to pull that off. Jagger, thanks for your patience, buddy. Okay, and thank you to all of you for surviving that. But we're not done, because sometimes when you're a manager, you want to do more, right? You want to tie a tangible reward to this kind of powerful social recognition. So let's take a look at what that looks like for Mark. Mark is Sarah's manager, right? He uses Work.com to keep up with the progress of his team, right? This is where he does his coaching. This is where he gives feedback. And as he looks at the feed in Work.com, he cannot help but notice that Sarah's killing it. She is crushing her goals. She is collaborating well with colleagues, and he wants to make sure that she knows that this kind of work is appreciated at 1-800-Flowers. So when he goes to recognize Sarah and say thank you, he's going to see a set of options that weren't available to Sarah. He's going to see a set of badges with these numbers on them. Numbers that represent points that are tied to tangible value in the form of Amazon gift cards. He's going to select his favorite, which happens to be the Cash Blossom badge. This one is worth $100 in gift credit on Amazon.com. And Mark loves to manage his reward programs in Work.com. And why? Because unlike so many other services available for incentive programs, nobody takes a cut. 100% of the value that Mark puts into Amazon gift cards goes directly to his employees in the form of incentives. That's awesome because it helps him keep his team motivated and maximize his budget. But the Work.com also gives him the opportunity to control the program in the way that he wants. You can see he set this up so that this badge can only be given by Mark. This is his budget. This is his way of saying thank you to his team, and he's keeping control of the program here. So that's fantastic for Mark. He's going to select this Cash Blossom reward. He's going to target it right here to Sarah. He's going to drop that right into her profile in Work.com and in Chatter and everywhere she works, and on her mobile device, she's going to get that recognition. But of course, she's also going to get notified. She's going to get an email that tells her, hey, you've just received a new reward and a thank you from Mark, and she is going to click right through on that reward because she is eager. She's excited because this is the kind of thing that gets her jazzed. And as she goes into Work.com, she's not only going to see this reward, but in her rewards tab, she's going to see all the rewards she's received, the lifetime points that she's built up. And she's going to be able to click through by showing this code, click right through to Amazon.com to credit that $100 gift card right into her personal account. And of course, because she's always managing her preferences and her wish list on Amazon, and because she's totally fired up for the new ski season, and because she just got a set of Squad 7 skis out of the day one demo, she's going to complement that right now with a brand new set of Rossignol ski boots for the upcoming ski season that she's had her eye on for the last couple of months. What an incredible employee experience for Sarah. And how incredibly convenient for Mark to have this simple program that he can use to reward and incentivize and motivate his employees. And what a bonus for Maureen and the management team at 1-800-Flowers that they've got one system where all these rewards can be administered in a simple fashion where it's easy to keep track of what's going on in the company. An amazing new capability from Work.com. So thank you very much, and thank you, Jagger, and thank you for the demo team. I'd like to recognize an incredible team of people who have worked together to make this happen. So thank you to the entire engineering team and the product organization and everybody at Work.com who's worked to make this happen. But to make a little more sense of what we've just seen, I'd like to invite on stage my good friend Harrison Magan from Amazon, and we'll have a brief chat about what we've just seen. So Harrison runs the global gift card business at Amazon. Hey, Harrison. And tell us a little bit about the gift card program. People know about Amazon.com, but not so much maybe about the gift card business.
Sure. My esteemed team works with enterprise clients of all sizes, big and small around the world, in areas like consumer promotions, market research, points redemption, and of course, employee recognition and rewards. Fantastic. And tell us about employee rewards. Why do companies choose Amazon gift cards? So what we hear from our clients is that employees like the selection on Amazon, they like the low prices, and they like the fact that the gift cards and the website are both super convenient to use. From an employer perspective, I think they like the fact that it's really a reward that has an impact 3 times, right? And you saw this a little bit with the Rossignol ski boot demonstration. There's one impact when the employee receives the card, right? They know what it's worth. They identify with the Amazon brand. The second is when they redeem it for exactly what they were looking for. And the third, and we didn't get to this point, but it's really the most exciting part, it's when you receive what you actually bought and you get to ski down the slopes on your new Squad 7 skis and ski boots.
Awesome.
So it's really, I think employers realize that you get a great return on investment when you incentivize employees this way.
Awesome. Harrison, I know we're running tight on time. I totally appreciate your coming up for the chat. And thank you so much for your partnership on helping make this happen.
Thank you, Whitson. It's a pleasure to be here.
Cheers.